Moto3 is about to get going at Balaton Park for the first Hungarian Grand Prix of this championship. And now, let's just see how crazy this circuit really is. Green light's about to go on. Let's cross down to our colleagues down at TNT Sports.
Yeah, do you know what? And he's the man on form. He's obviously won his first race this year, looks confident. If you're going to design a track for David Munoz, this is it. This is stop and go, where you need to be aggressive, you need to take risks. It's got David Munoz written all over it, so yeah, they'll expect fireworks.
Alvaro Carpe goes alongside David Munoz. He heads the second row, Sylvain.
Yeah, brilliant again from Carpe. I mean, these young kids, they're just so impressive, and they've taken this as an opportunity. We come here, it's a new track for everybody, and they know that, so they're basically much more of a level playing field now compared to the experienced Moto3 riders, and they've been shining so far. So yeah, these guys very aggressive. They used to race against each other actually in the in the Red Bull Cup and in the Junior GPs, and now they're putting it all on the line in the Moto3 World Championship.
And we're looking at Ariati there, starting at the back of the grid. He's got a penalty. It's his third offence, I think, so he starts from the back of the grid. Let's go back to the front of the grid, back to the future. David Munoz is talking with that.
But David, you're on a really great run of form, a real string of podiums that you've managed to string together. What do you think the chances are of continuing that today?
Yeah, today is a new opportunity for me. I worked very hard during the weekend, but we will see. Today the race, the point, the more important day, but we'll see during the race. The strategy is stay in the group and the attack on the final for the fighting to the victory.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
David does his talking mainly on the track.
He's got a plan.
He's got a plan. Do you know what it is?
Attack. Well, he done. No, he said he was going to try and stay in the group and attack at the end, but that's what everyone does.
But, you know...
I think we might get a spread-out race. I think because of the nature of this track and these tight chicanes, there'll be incidents that creates...
Less slipstream as well.
Less slipstream.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a relatively spread-out race.
What about this man, Jose Antonio Rueda, leading the championship? I mean, he's still got a healthy gap. I think 71 points, the difference between him and Piqueras, but it's starting to come down, and he's having to go from 8th. Not a perfect start for him, is it?
No, the pressure is on again. You know, in Austria, he struggled and managed to salvage a top 5 in the end, but he was a little bit on the back foot, and then here again, the pressure is on him. Piqueras has come back from the summer break in really great shape and with a lot of motivation. He's got obviously Keyless to contend with as well. Keyless he's missed the first few races and he's had an injury, but he's only 100 points behind Reda in the championship as well, and there's still a lot to play for. So yeah, for Reda, even though he's got that gap at the championship, he will feel the pressure and he won't want that gap to diminish too much to let them hope. When you're leading the championship like that, you want to keep, you want to keep them at bay. And yeah, so he will be thinking about the championship as well, while guys like Piqueras have nothing to lose, basically.
Yeah, this is David Almanza that we're looking at, who heads the 4th row, but we can go back up to the 2nd row now. Guido Pini is with Nat.
Guido, you've just taken some last-minute instructions from your team boss. What was the advice for this race?
Yeah, I will try to give my best. Let's see, the race will be a group, probably big group, but we try to enjoy it.
Enjoy the race.
Thank you.
Short and sweet, and he's going to have a good time.
He always does, doesn't he? I mean, he's a fiery, aggressive young Italian. Me and Gav used to always watch him in the rookies, and Gav would go, keep your eye on Pini, just watch Pini now, watch this.
He's exciting, isn't he?
And yeah, he's exciting. He's
just
all
thought of a new nickname for him, Guido Pinet, pin the throttle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
You like
Well
that
done,
one?
Sylvain.
That's really good.
Yeah, pin it.
Yeah?
Tayo Forizato had a great race last time out, but qualified 12th.
Yeah.
What can he do from there?
He can have a really good race like he did last time, because that's what, for Asato, I mean, it's strange. He struggles on one lap, but in the race, he was the fastest man last weekend throughout the race. Lap after lap, kept setting the fastest lap, worked his way up to the leading group. Just got bullied out on that last lap, but yeah, a very, very talented young rider.
And a quick word on the Brits. We've got Scott Ogden in 15th, Casey O'Gorman in 18th, having a good weekend, and in 21st, Eddie O'Shea. What can we expect from those guys?
Well, I mean, Casey O'Gorman, he nearly went through Q1. He did a really, really good qualifying lap. Unfortunately, he lost 2 or 3 times in the third sector, made a small mistake, but he was going to go through, so he has improved on his performance from Austria, which was his first Grand Prix last weekend, and he's impressed me. I've got to say, he's doing a great job. For me, he's a little bit out of position. I think he could score his first points, and that would be a great step for him.
He only just missed out on Q2, actually, didn't he? Very narrowly. It was so tight.
Yeah, he's been riding well all weekend. You know, you've got Scott Casey and Eddie O'Shea, similar pace. There's not that much between them, and they all want to beat each other really bad. That's always the situation. So it'd be a good little subplot to keep your eye on those three. They'll be going hard against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Casey O'Gorman impressing quite a few people in this paddock with only his second race weekend. But just to take you back up to the front, it's Angel Becerras, Valentin Peroni in second, and Max Keelis taking his pole position. Our first race at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Labs alongside Gav. Morning.
Morning, Susie. Here we go then. Time to get going for Moto3 and the Grand Prix of Hungary here at Balaton Park.
In 8th, rookies in the mix, expect the usual chaos, perhaps even more.
For the first time, we are go racing here at Balaton Park. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Joining now with Gav.
Moto3 goes racing at Balaton Park, 20 laps ahead in Hungary. Pole position belongs to Max Keelis. He denied Austria poles to Peroni. And last week's race winner, Angel Becerras. They filled the front row. Behind them, the rookies continue to shine. Alvaro Carpi and Guido Pini in that top 6 with David Munoz, one to watch on row 2, of course. The track looks tailor-made for him. Championship leader there, Jose Antonio Rueda. Work to do from the 3rd row in 8th place. As we go back down through the order, we see Joel Kelso had a tough weekend. A couple of crashes here. He's alongside Scott Ogden. Casey O'Gorman jumps up a spot. He's on the 6th row of the grid. That's because Marcus Uriarte there has been put to the back of the field. A 3rd offence for riding slow on line. You saw Eddie O'Shea come through. He's also moved up a spot. He's on row 7, just behind O'Gorman. As they get ready for the start of this race, they'll have the inside line down to turn 1. And Michael, what kind of showdown are you expecting here?
It may well be a little bit of a tyre race this weekend. We've a brand new surface here. It is a little bit dirty offline. It has been wearing the tyres a little bit harder than normal in Moto3. And we've got a little bit of a mixed bag across the front row of the grid, with Peroni going for the harder option rear tyre, the SC2, those lining up alongside Becerras and Keelis. They are opting for the soft one. On the front end of the machine, it does seem predominantly the harder option is the choice, but there are quite a few soft fronts as well. So again, a little bit of a mixed bag, but the 2 fastest riders in Austria are once again 2 of the fastest riders here this weekend, Becerras, Keelis, and they both want to beat each other badly, but there's going to be a fly in the ointment with Peroni. He's fired up at the moment and ultra aggressive.
Well, this circuit really is going to deliver quite the unexpected turn of events, isn't it? This is going to be the best race of the season, or an absolute crash fest. I don't know which one is going to be first. So stand by for action. Everybody watching us live. And for the first time in a while, we're live on the main YouTube channel for Moto3. So hello everybody watching on. We're back for the whole event. Not on Moto2 or on MotoGP's run. Ticks here. Coming around, Gita's here, Plugs here. Hello everybody watching on. Let's get in then as we get up towards the line.
At it like a bull at a gate at the start of the race, just pushing on, fighting for every inch on track, as typically happens in Moto3. So I think we'll see a chaotic opening set of laps here in this race.
One of the concerns here, turn 15, if anyone does make a collision, if they do run through there, they will come back onto the racetrack. You've got to lose a second. You've got actually 2 sectors you're allowed this weekend to lose that second if you do so. But the stewards may well have their work cut out here, Michael, over the next 20 laps.
I believe so. There are quite a few green areas on the circuit. There are all those chicanes where we know for sure riders will be nudged across or make a mistake in braking and go straight on themselves and then have to impose that 1 second penalty.
All getting ready then for Moto3 in the first race of the weekend to get underway. This is going to be something special. 20 laps ahead of us at Balaton Park for Moto3. Well, we've had 3 races so far. 2 Moto E and a Tissot sprint for the Premier class. All of them were dramatic on the opening lap. Now we're going to let loose 26 kids in towards turn 1. Red lights on, lights out. We're underway here at Balaton Park. It's a good start for Maximo Quilas on the front row. Great start for Major Becerra standing towards turn 1. Can he have the inside line to get ahead? No. Quilas leads to 1. Perone's dropped down to 3rd position as well. He's going on the outside line, trying to hold everybody together. Super start so far as they cut back through in towards 2 and 3. A little bit of a moment there coming through once more for David Munoz, who drops back a little bit of position as well. Perone moves up into 2nd position, loses out once again. So still got time to go as they all fly through. Yamanaka's dropped down as well. Adrian Fernandez down 5 places, and where he starts, they come in towards the braking zone for turn number 1. Hold on that inside line, try and take it back through the chicane we go, and I'm glad to see that so far the Moto3 riders are treating this as carefully as they can be, because the last thing we need was a bigger accident and a bigger worry on the board. Through the chicane there, at 12 and 13, Yamanaka gets ahead as well of Casey O'Gorman, who runs in now 16th position as they come out of the loop down towards turns 15 and 16 on the course. It's the kicker. There we go now once more. Flip the car back through. The bikes are really enjoying the circuit out here, actually. I'm surprised about that. So it is 20 laps to go. Maximo Quilas has the advantage at the front of the field. All eyes ready to go. Of course, 9 times out of 10, this is going to be the biggest worry, so we just sort of hope and pray that we're not going to have a big pile-up after turn 1. They hook the inside line still. Along the back straight we go. Well, race lead is approaching. Lap 2. Let's take a look then at the lap chart. It's moved up and down on the order. Yeah, not many positions are actually moving. Marcus Yutai still down there in last position, so hasn't actually adjusted as big as we thought it might, which is okay for some. Biggest, yeah, Yutai up into 20th position, up 6 from where he started. He's our biggest winner so far at the start.
He's turning quite tight there on the Tech 3 KTM around turn 2.
That was the story in Austria, wasn't it? The way he had the bike turning, it just looked like he had better turning, and maybe it was Becerra on that occasion to have better braking, so just creates that interesting effect. Again, he closes up on the rear of Quiles. Munoz has got through on Alvaro Carpe and up into 4th place.
These two are stretching away here. Obviously, Quiles trying to open up a little margin, but Peroni equally as strong and able to match him at having superior turning. Seemed to work to his benefit in Austria, and it looks like it's working here. They are identical motorbikes. I know one's branded a CF Moto and one's a KTM, but same chassis, same suspension, same engine and electronics package underneath both riders.
Max Quiles was fastest in 3 out of the 4 sessions that the whole field took part in. So it's no surprise that Quiles is trying to push the pace on at the front. It's Valentin Peroni going with him as this race just settles down at the moment in these early stages. I'm pleased for Jacob Ralston, though, having made a good start. He's there just in 7th place at the moment, just behind Guido Pini.
Yeah, it's as Neil predicted, it has stretched out a little bit at the front. Pini's struggling a little to hang on here, but I think if he can get across to Ralston, he should have the pace.
The problem is, Michael, apart from the chicanes, you know, and then the narrow line, is slipstream, not too many places around here, really. That's probably one, maybe on the back straight. Even then, don't have enough time at high enough speed for the slipstream to count.
Yeah, you get a bit of a run down through turn 4 to 5, and as you mentioned, towards 15, and they run past the finish line, but it's not a big slipstream circuit. More about braking prowess and being able to stop the bike, be accurate through these bust-up chicanes. Sorry, it wasn't actually Ralston, it was Carpe that Pini's needing to catch up on, and on these first sector he's already made inroads, but it does look like this could be a group battle at the front.
Oh, Quiles running a little bit wide down there at 5 as now Jose Antonio Rueda comes through. And yes, we've got a change in.
Yep, Valentin Peroni has taken over the lead of the race at the front of the field, as we thought might happen. Quiles has dropped back after making a small mistake. He's trying to cut back through on the inside line. Still can't find the braking zone and still can't find the traction, I'm afraid.
Peroni are back to lead this race.
Wasted no time whatsoever. He's comfortable at the front, wants to control the pace. And I thought he just checked it up a little bit there. Peroni turning through the middle of the corner as he does. Seems like Quiles opens the corners up on the exit with a lot of lean angle. Happy to do so, but it does flirt with green paint on a few areas of the racetrack where you don't want to be getting marks against your name.
It feels like Quiles is just decisive, isn't he? And that's why we talk about the echoes of Marc Marquez. We know that he's a protege of Mark and Alex, runs with the same management team. They do a lot of training, a fair bit of training together anyway. But he just feels like that's rubbed off on him, that don't wait about.
Yeah, and as he said to you last night, Gabby enjoys this racetrack because it's so similar to those go-kart tracks he trains on back in Spain and around Gas 74, around Alcaraz, all those places where he goes with the Marquez brothers now and rides a CBR 600 or a 600cc Supersport machine.
Healy on the inside line gets ahead.
The bike turning back.
Maximo Cuelas on the inside line now, retaking the lead of the race at the front. Camperone finds a traction back to try and undercut him as well. Cuelas takes the lead here at Balaton Park. Well, that's a bit of a change up. They'll change over the sector times now as it comes over our monitors. There we go. Having Munoz moving up into third position as well. On the brakes then. Once more, Perone's trying to throw it up the inside line at 7. Not going to be the way to go through. Into turn 8 now. This section here, 7, 8, 9, always reminds me of Mazzano at turns 12 and 13. Slipping through into the chicane now at 12 and 13 for Balaton. 4:20 on the clock. Billy coming through as well with 1/4 race distance. 20 laps. It's surprising how quick it'll actually fly away here. The chicane is holding it up. Now, Rueda leads by 67 points to Piqueras in the championship, 248 to 181. Cuelas 164, Munoz 159 as things currently stand. So there is going to be a change of positions coming through ever so shortly here. Well, we kind of expected that to happen, and it looks like it will remain to happen throughout the overall running order, which kind of makes it better, makes it easier, makes it nicer and easier to control. Eddie O'Shea, black flag with orange disc, has now come through from race control as well. So, well, obviously they found something that they don't like, and now he's going to have to come into the pit lane to change that over. And Eddie O'Shea is retired from the race. Michael's not going to be happy.
Black flag with an orange disc, which means that he's had a mechanical problem and he's been forced to come down pit lane.
That's a shame. Eddie had some good pace this weekend. It looked like he should have been in there in that group, but yeah, unfortunately, a DNF, not a good end to his weekend.
No, sorry for you there, and the Grid MLab team, as now Jose Antonio Rueda gets through on Carpe, who's had a track limits warning. We're on lap 5. Around a racetrack where there are 8 separate track limits areas. That's not good for Carpe.
No, it leads him into well, 3/4 of the race remaining, and he has to be so precise and careful not to run onto the green paint again, otherwise it will be a trip around the long lap loop, which is just here at this part of the racetrack, a long way around the outside.
Piqueras is through on Peroni and up into 3rd place now, so Peroni just dropping back a little on this lap. There's a gap then between Pini and that group with Rueda and Carpe, so Rueda with a bit of work. Quiles is stretching them here. Fastest rider on track, you feel like, is David Munoz, but Quiles really opening up this group as much as possible, and that was the plan. He said to me last night, stretch it out, get as few people in the group as possible, and then see where we're at. Going to plan so far.
The lap times at the front, considering Quiles hasn't got a slipstream or any marker, 46.4, only 4/10 off his pole lap, but then a 46.1, actually, into the 45s. That's impressive, under the qualifying pole position time.
Yeah, fastest lap of the weekend in Moto3, 1:45.7, but that tells you so much, doesn't it? That shows it's just, what, their 5th time out on the racetrack. Didn't have a warm-up this morning, and every night, every single time they come on the racetrack, they get quicker. That on top, less wind today, better conditions.
Yeah, the wind has been a bit of a factor for Moto3, especially Friday afternoon, and again yesterday. I thought Quiles was heading for the green paint there, but he did well to stay off it. And yeah, the circuit's evolving, the riders have more laps under their belt, and they understand it better, get the gear in maybe a little bit better set overnight, and it's beginning to pay off in terms of the lap time. But Munoz has responded despite a lap record for Quiles. He's still right on his rear wheel.
Yeah, he was also in the 1:45 bracket, as was Piqueras. Peroni of the front group was the one outside, but I think he responded on this lap. Here comes Piqueras down towards turn 9. Is that the start of the fireworks with Piqueras and Munoz going at each other? Two hard chargers, late breakers, and straight away Munoz breaks late into 11 to hook into the rear wheel of Piqueras. We're talking 36 Piqueras, 64 Munoz.
Piqueras, he sat pretty for most of the race in Austria, kept his powder dry, didn't get too involved, and then pushed on when he needed to, but he's not prepared to let Quiles make a break here at the head of the field. But you can see it's happened already on a number of occasions. Quiles is capable of putting 3-4 tenths into the guys behind, so he's certainly got some areas in the racetrack where he's got superiority over his rivals.
Well, I do like as well, out front, he's hitting all his marks, isn't he? We've seen mistakes are costly.
Yellow, sector 4. Someone's gone down and brought out the yellow. Rossi's got a track limits warning, so is Carpe. It's Yamanaka. Russi Yamanaka has gone down on the deck. Ogden's out too. Scott Ogden's out. So is that 2 together with an accident out there? I feel really sorry right now as well. Ogden's rejoined the race. I feel really sorry for Michael Laverty. He's in the TNT commentary box right now. So many of his riders having problems out there. There's the drone catching up with the race leaders. Great shot they're getting there, but distracting the riders just a little bit. Quayla still then having an attack at the front. 0.194 the advantage. It's going back to where the 94 is. So Guido Pini in the top 5. So we've got a 5-rider fight as things stand in the MotoGP. Well, Yamanaka is in the second sector. Ogden's in there too, and Yamanaka's following where Abruzio is. So I don't think Russi Yamanaka has crashed. I think that was a technical fault on the TV pictures we saw. I think it is Scott Ogden, and it was Scott Ogden, but it was off the track when the 89 and the 6. So that's why they're further down. Marcus Unitai in there too. Okay, so that explains a lot. Perone up into second, along with Piqueras in third. Munoz has dropped down into 4th position. Finding some more traction as we come over the line and down towards turn 1. Here at Balaton Park. Down again as the timing screen crashes. We've lost our overlay pictures. Thank God ours work up here in the comms box to show that it is Maximo Cuelas, Valentin Peroni, Angel Piqueras, David Munoz, Guido Pini. All still running in together and running tight. Oh, and onto the green goes Guido Pini. That'll be a track limits warning to come through and meet it on the timing monitors. If you watch below my comp cam here, that'll come up saying, oh, 94's got the penalty to come through. Timing tower has now come back onto the screen with 8 of 20. As they hug the inside lines here. Maximo Cuelas leads this race as they skid down into the braking zone at the chicane in the back half of the circuit.
Just a little bit high, forced him to roll off. Keros then moving up and into second place.
It's half a second at the front for Quiles, and if these two continue to battle, it gives Maximo a little opportunity to just stretch out that gap further. He's confident at the head of the field, doesn't need anyone to follow.
Just a word on Rueda, Michael. Ooh, again, a little wobble through that fast left turn for Piqueras on his front end. Slight concern for him in there. He holds on firm into 15. But just like in Austria, Michael, Rueda, we haven't talked about him. We're not mentioning him. He's not in the same shot necessarily as the leaders, but he's still there. Yeah, he's in 6th place and ready to pick up any pieces if, like in Austria, people get a little bit wild.
Yeah, only, well, he's 2 seconds down now on Quiles. It was 1.7 last time around when he set his personal best lap of the race, so he could still get back onto the rear wheel of Pini. The thing about Rueda, you know, he's always considering the full race distance and obviously championship in the back of his mind too, but he can't afford to give away points to Keras and Quiles. He's got a nice comfortable buffer at the top of the leaderboard, but yeah, they begin to make inroads and get a sniff, then this Moto3 title race could rumble all the way to Valencia.
pretty hated when Neil Hodgson's right. When he talked about the race opening up and gaps starting to form.
But you know
really hates it because mainly he won't stop talking about it throughout the rest of the day. But it has just broken up this race. How often do we say, you know, we've got at the moment there's a gap at the front, 0.7 of a second, but even behind, the gaps are there, aren't they? Rueda himself has got 0.75 of a second behind Pini. He's 0.4 behind. You know, then the gap behind Rueda is 2.5 seconds now to Ralston. 3 seconds even.
We don't often see this in Moto3. It may well be a circumstance of the track layout and the way it lends itself to the riding around here. So not so much slipstream effect keeping the group together. But yeah, we're not being treated to a normal barnstormer Moto3 race.
I hate to say this, Michael, but your other rider now, Leo Abruzzo, has got a long lap penalty. I'm guessing for a shortcut because he didn't have a track limits warning up. But Leo Abruzzo's riding
turn
for
10.
MLab this weekend. Yep, shortcut at turn 10.
That's a shame. He was having a good race actually in there in the battle with Detweiler, Moodley, Yamanaka, Riardi, Nepa, Aritama. So yeah, good group battle there for Leo, and Leo, should I say. He's having a good weekend. Definitely acquitted himself well here.
David Munoz, fastest lap of the race, in third place, 45.7. Good response, half a second quicker on that last lap than Quiles, who feels like maybe has had a push. He's been told you've got 0.4 behind you. Don't know when that message was sent to him, but had a little push, tried to spread things out a bit, but a bit, not slower on that last lap, but a bit steadier.
Yeah, the 45.7 for Munoz is impressive at this stage in the race, but yeah, he perhaps wasn't telling Porky's on the grid as he gets attacked from Valentin Peroni.
Yeah, there is Peroni through on Munoz then at turn 5. Casey O'Gorman's got a track limits warning. In 14th place, though, is excellent. Really good ride again for Simoncelli 58 man.
I agree with what Tig's saying here as well about how they're just giving Quiles the victory right now. It's such a hard track to overtake at, and we're just sort of longering together. It's hard to get a traction on. 9 times out of 10, I think that this was going to be an ending of the race, but Balaton Park just isn't a motorcycle track.
Yeah, but he's there now, and people will call on him if there is a need, and we have seen that a lot throughout the field this year. More track limits warnings coming up. Joel Kelso's been tapped on the shoulder. It's Quiles still leading out the front, wide though, wide. And finally a first mistake. What do we say? Mistakes are costly, and Munoz pounces as well. Piqueras takes over at the front. First mistake, and it's in the corner that's cost him a little bit this weekend in turn 15.
Yeah, first time he's been headed all race. Quiles has controlled it to the halfway point. He's immediately looking for a way back through on David Munoz into turn 1.
Wow. Just gets it stopped straight away. And then look at what Munoz did. He gassed it between turns 1 and 2 there to make sure that he stayed in front.
Pini's going for it.
Is Pini going to go through? That's brave from Quiles.
Yeah, not on this occasion. Maximo Quiles just leaning on top of Guido Pini from the outside. But yeah, with Quiles, that's the first mistake. First time he's put a foot wrong. Even first time I think he's missed an apex all race long. He's been so aggressive. He's breaking late into the rear of Munoz, and he did almost be in contact in there. Had to work hard just to stop it and avoid collecting the rear wheel of Munoz.
And what this has done is just brought Jose Antonio Rueda back into the picture. He's now a lot closer to Quiles than he was a couple of laps ago. Peroni it is who leads. We're seeing top left of your picture that moment from Quiles where he got it wrong down into turn 15. And you just wonder, don't you, Michael, just in terms of tyres, how things are feeling out there.
Yeah, it looked like Maximo into turn 15. He was onto the slightly dirtier part of the racetrack and just released the brake. This is from Guido Pini getting it all wrong.
Yeah.
That's cost him.
Dropping back into the clutches of Jose Antonio Rueda. Pini has the inside line. Rueda tries to ride around the outside. The World Championship leader does superbly. Just would have loved to see that move finish off there. And they go side by side.
Brilliant!
Pini wasn't giving it up, was he?
Oh, he had to give best in the end to Jose Antonio Rueda, who's just lost touch a little bit with the group, but you'd never count him out. He manages his race well. 46.4 last time around, 3/10 faster than the leader. Should get back across here for this podium battle.
So Guido Pini having made a mistake. Just shows mistakes proving very costly here. Will be the same across the classes as we go on during the day. Marc Marquez flawless in MotoGP yesterday. Someone attacks, someone puts a little bit of pressure on, someone gets through on him, or someone else makes a mistake, and it could be all change. That run of race wins could end. Moto2, Diogo Moreira starts from the top. Manuel Gonzalez is in the mix. So lots for us to look forward to as this race day goes on. I think in the remainder of this race as well, because you feel like these are youngsters, aren't they? Mistakes are going to happen.
Yeah, they will. And you mentioned tyres as well, Gav. Everyone in the lead group all on the hard front option, but it is Pironi, the only rider in this group with a hard rear tyre, and he's at the head of the field, and we're coming up towards 3/4 distance, 2/3 distance, and he's took command of the race. Obviously it was thanks to that mistake from Quiles, but he looks comfortable at the head of the field, the number 71, 73 machine, should I say.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd be talking about Pironi in these terms at the start of this season, but the evolution has been stark, it's been dramatic, and he has acquitted himself superbly in his debut season in the World Championship. Guido Pini dropping backwards quite quickly now, clearly was struggling to stick, so whether he's got tyre issues, just starting to feel the pace, mistakes happening, Pini going backwards. At the front, we've got Valentin Pironi on the number 73 leading from the 36 of Angel Piqueras, who made inroads in the championship by winning in Austria and looks set to chip some more points away at Rueda. Rueda is there though, in 5th, and actually this is the closest he's been to the lead all race.
Yeah, he's had a good run of laps here, 46.2 last time around, which is half a second quicker than the leader, and it brings him back onto the rear wheel pretty much in this first sector of Max Quiles. So as soon as you get across and bridge the gap, it becomes a little bit easier to hang on. So I wouldn't rule Jose Antonio Rueda out of a podium position here today. He's had a tough weekend to this point. Championship leader just didn't look like the Rueda we've seen in the early rounds of the season.
Munoz attacking, and Munoz up into second place. So David Munoz makes moves, and he's past Angel Piqueras. Heading out through turn 8. There's Munoz judging this one. He hasn't been corner after corner making the moves, has he?
No, Pironi's got a good pace at the front, like Quiles had earlier in the race, so Munoz not in a rush to make any overtakes. There's only really one corner in the racetrack where I see Pironi vulnerable through the fast kink at turn 8.
Cormac Buchanan, the Kiwi, has crashed out. He was just outside the point scoring positions.
Yeah, that's nice.
Unfortunately, that's a fast one, is it? Is that through 7 and 8? That looks like it, I think.
Sector 2, I couldn't quite tell from the pictures we got there, but for Cormac, another little tip off in the race. Shame for him, he was in a good battle there, just ahead of Ricardo Rossi.
Yeah, he's had a lot of crashes this year. That's Cormac Buchanan. He's a tough cookie though, picks himself up every time, gets back in it, but today that's cost him in the championship. With Piqueras there in 3rd, Rueda in 5th. The gap down, but only down to 66 points with still 8 rounds to go. Can Piqueras make any inroads at the front? Take more points out of Rueda. Rueda hasn't looked comfortable all weekend.
No, and didn't in Austria either. It seemed a little below par for him. But yeah, he's coming forward in this race, and he'll get his teeth into this one now. He's in the lead battle.
This is your front 5, then you've got Guido Pini all alone there, just behind in 6th place. See how Rueda's been quicker than Quiles over these last 3 laps. 3 tenths, even half a second on lap 11. Behind them, Adrian Fernandez leads a chase back as Max Quiles just his front bobbled as he made the pass into turn 9. Just been told by his team that Rueda's lurking, so he picks up a spot. He's up into 3rd place. Behind Fernandez, 7th, Carpe 8th. For Rosato, Ralston, Kelso just got through on Ralston actually, as is Almansa. They're the top 12. Foggia by himself in 13th, and Casey O'Gorman is still in the point scoring position, scrapping with season campaign. And Nicola Carraro, who was that running through the gravel there? Guido Pini again running through. He's going to have to lose a second by cutting that chicane.
Yeah, he's made a mistake there a few laps now, and obviously pushing hard to try and get back to these guys, but He's got to penalise himself a full second here before he gets to the finish line.
Yeah, he's got, actually, they say on that one, yeah, could be to the finish line, was it, through turn 12? Yeah. It's supposed to be normally the end of the sector, but they're giving him a little bit longer here. Did he do that? Maybe.
47.6, so it's based off his average lap time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been in the 46s. I think he might not quite have given himself enough of a penalty on that occasion.
We'll see if anything comes up, though, having run through the gravel there. This stage of the race, Michael, just under 5 to go. Who's your favourite? Who are you looking at?
I think Pironi. I just took the feeling he's in control there, although Quiles, I definitely wouldn't rule out of it. Yeah, I'm thinking because of the harder rear tyre option and the fact that he's just sat here comfortable at the head of the field. It's not an easy track to pass on, but in Moto3 they've been able to make it happen here. Strange, Piquera's losing 3/10 on that last lap, so maybe he's coming into some issues at this stage in the race.
Long lap penalty came up for Pini. You calculated it right. And Pini will have to go through the loop. You just have to lose enough time. They all knew it before. They were given a talking to by race direction. And Pini just hasn't judged it right.
Oh!
No, he's down.
That's...
Unfortunately, yeah, just
in the loop.
Yeah,
that's the long lap loop, isn't it?
Pini's
Was he
got
trying to
down
do
the
it
loop
already?
His entry line didn't look like he was going for it, but perhaps he did go out there and it's maybe a little bit dirtier out on the long lap lane, and he has lost the front there, so crashing out at turn 11. Guido Pini, a little exuberance of youth, you would say.
Yeah, there's been a few of those this year, but his time will come. Talk of him perhaps moving to Leopard next year. So we've got a top 5 all by themselves now, and then a gap back to a chase group with Adrian Fernandez, Carpe and Furusato. That's the chase trio. They're far too far away to have a say in the outcome of the trophies today. Rueda still at the back of this group, but damage limitation at a minimal here with Angel Piqueras just in front of him.
Yeah, certainly because they're a breakaway group. The chase pack are lapping at a similar pace, but just too far behind, so the likes of Fernandez, Furusato, Almanza all capable of being in this group and stealing points away. Look at this from Maximo Quiles.
Through he goes. Munoz tries to turn. We saw the VR46 riders in the sprint yesterday, didn't we? Side by side through there. That battling just helps Pironi out at the front of this race as they come through. Head up towards turn 9. Is Piqueras going to attack? No, he thinks better of it. Pironi, as you say, looks the strongest at the moment. Quiles has got back in front. The lap times have dropped.
5 to go.
A bit wider there from Pironi, but a late apex for him.
Yeah, coming back to a second apex, getting it off turn 11 quite well. He looks good. He looks really comfortable at the head of the race. Not something that we expected to be saying at the halfway point of the season, that Valentin Pironi is battling for race victories and controlling races from the front. One of the lesser experienced riders in this class as he stepped up and joined the Tech 3 team for 2025, but he's impressed every weekend lately.
Yeah, and I know Quiles started late, but we expected it, didn't we, from him? And this front 4 were the ones you expected to be up there as the season went on. But Pironi was definitely not one that you put in this mix. You expected it to be Carpe, not him, didn't you?
Yeah.
As the ones who come up. And Pironi is having a fantastic season. He's having a brilliant race here. David Munoz is sideways, dropping it down into turn 1. I think, you know, you mentioned the rear tyre. It could be what's seeing Pironi in good stead.
Yeah, typically when you arrive at a new racetrack, I've got another yellow flag in sector 1. But yeah, new asphalt, it can cause excessive tyre wear. Moto3 not a class, it is Furusato who has tipped off. He's having a good run of laps. He was pretty fast there, but unfortunately for him, crash at turn 2.
Yeah, that's on the switch back, so Furusato dropping down the order. Not to be for the rider who was so unlucky last time out. Just hobble on. He's annoyed at someone or something.
Not sure who he's gesticulating to there.
Through turn 9 for the leaders. We are under 4 laps remaining, 3.5 to go in this race. Out of turn 11, and it's still the Argentine, Valentin Pironi, one podium to his name, and that came in Assen.
Can he get a race win here?
He's only had 2 top 5s this year, one at Silverstone and that podium. Pole position last time, battling for the podium in Austria, was pushed out wide by Munoz late on. Is that going to be the story of his race today, or is he going to be able to keep his nose clean, keep error-free, and push on to take his first Grand Prix victory?
We did anticipate coming into this weekend that a brand new racetrack will suit rookies and those with lesser experience, and for Peroni, he certainly took advantage. He's looked good throughout practice and qualifying, and yeah, certainly controlling the race with a very comfortable pace.
Third in the rookies last year, Peroni only won 2 Grand Prix last season, one at Mugello, one at Misano, and, you know, hasn't done the Junior GP. It's not one of these we could go, oh yeah, he was Junior GP champion, dominated there. No, didn't even do it. He was in the European Talent Cup.
Yeah, came straight from the Frando team in European Talent Cup to the Tech 3 team, jumped across to KTM, although he had been riding, Quiles was going for a late move.
So Quiles
he had been riding the KTM
yeah.
in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, although a slightly different KTM that they used in that series. And yeah, he was properly green when he came into the championship, but he's evolved throughout this season and really developed into a classy rider.
Am I reading this wrong, though, or is it a head-to-head between him and Quiles? At the moment, they're the ones who look the most comfortable, don't they? Peroni out front, but Quiles just looking like he's having a second wind here.
He's coming
and
back into
he's
it.
taking these tight lines, he's rehearsing things, Quiles.
He is, but then Peroni gets off the turn a little better. So Valentin's a bit more patient,
Yellow flag.
and then he accelerates better. You can see a little gap opening up on the approach towards 12.
Like mid-corner speed. Again, just like in Austria, wasn't it?
He's got it turning. It looks like Piqueras is struggling a little bit to match the pace, but you never rule him out in the last 2 laps that we've got coming up. He always digs deep. Likewise, David Munoz, he'll fancy a go at this too.
We are getting to the final stages of this Moto3 Grand Prix of Hungary. First ever Moto3 race around the Balaton Park circuit, and out of the final corner. 34 more corners to go. 2 laps of this Hungarian circuit here on the shores of Lake.
Yeah, Simon Paxton's right plug. We've got a debris in towards turn 1, so the slippery surface flags out.
By another chaotic last couple of laps as Max Quiles tries to close in. Oh, and it's gone a little bit tighter
inside,
there, hasn't he? Through turn 2. Again, we're just seeing he's turning
no,
now. That's the one for Scott Ogden. Turning tighter into the corners, Michael, where Perone's able to sweep through them and carry more speed.
Yeah, look at the gap he's opened up on the run down towards turn 1. He just looks like he's got a little bit more turning, a bit more traction.
Yeah, to 5.
Oh, sorry, 5 that is.
For Peroni. And of course, if that's a gap, there's no way that Quiles can get close enough to make a move.
No, he's stretching it. Look at where the 3rd place man is in comparison to the rear wheel of Valentin Peroni. Quiles is keeping in contact by just diving in on the brakes, but look at how well he gets it stopped.
It's risky though, isn't it? Risky strategy here for Quiles. Down into the apex of turn 11 again. Just look at Peroni, late apex through there, and he'll have more pace, which gives no opportunity then for Quiles down into turn 12. Again, he closes in on the brakes, but he's already too far away. And again, through 14 now, you expect to see that gap open up again from Peroni.
Yeah, Peroni's first sector is so good through turns 2 and 3. Quiles is going to have to make a move into turn 1. It's where he's looked at all race. Turn 1 and turn 5, he's very strong on the brakes there, even from a long way back. He's trying to set it up here out of this last corner, get a bit of a run, use the slipstream effect. Let's see if he makes a move into turn 1 here.
It's not been the usual barnstorm.
Well, it's not been the Moto3 we expect it to be. Last up the call, Quiles dives on the inside line in towards turn number 1. Peroni shuts the door on him as well at the first corner. I thought Quiles would try and find something, but Peroni really wants his first Grand Prix victory. Quiles tries to take the tight line in towards turn 2 and 3. Hooks the inside, does not let it go through 4. Really trying to stop everything. Hold it back together. Up the line we go then. Down the inside at turn 6. Quiles going for the inside lines. Try and take the lead. He's done so. Peroni's going to try and swing round the outside, but Maximo Quiles takes the lead of the race. Peroni's looking left and right to try and slip back through on the inside line as we head down towards the chicane. At 12 and 13 for the first time. Hands down now. He's trying. He's gone a little bit wide. Picks up the exit corner. Quaylas, I think, has got the advantage here. It'll have to be for Valentin Peroni another day. I think Quaylas has got this one. Exit turn 11 and just woof, off you go. Maximo Quaylas is about to take his second Moto3 win unless Peroni can find something down towards the chicane. Pulls to the outside through 14, 15 and 16 left. The last few corners are coming through. The chicane now, 15, 16. The 17th corner is left, and Peroni's going for it. Dives on the inside, shuts the door. Quaylas gets alongside him. It's side by side to the line. They're elbowing together. It's a photo finish. Maximo Quaylas wins in Hungary by 18 thousandths of a second at the line. Peroni hit him as hard as he could. It didn't matter. Quaylas wins for the second time in Moto3. Valentin Peroni finishes in second. A photo finish at Balaton Park. David Munoz in third. Piqueras fourth. Rueda fifth. Wow!
Victory under pressure in the final corners. A little bit of a collision as they came to the line. This is the last lap. He built up to this move into turn 5 first of all and got it just about right.
Yeah, you can see how good it was here. Peroni thought about the cutback, not able to make it happen. He's building so well through this kick at turn 14, but Quiles braking prowess into 15 so strong.
Yeah, Peroni had the run. I couldn't believe when I saw Peroni line up this move, though, into the final corner of turn 17. They're side by side through there, but you have to credit Max Quiles, don't you, for turning underneath him. Does nothing wrong in that situation. In fact, it's Peroni just trying to finish off the corner. The elbows come out. Max Quiles wins it. Wow, what a Moto3 start to our race day here. Max Quiles a winner again. Let's take a breather from the action here. We need to catch our breath, and when we come back, we'll have the reaction to Quiles winning for the second time, and he does it here in Hungary.
Oh, what a fantastic race. There's the full results on the timing screen. Don't even know where to go next. It's such a bizarre event. Oh, what a stunner. First off, what an absolute stunner. The ending was great. Does it... Good last sector, good last lap. That's promising to see some good racing later on. I don't think this track works for motorcycle racing. There's too many chicanes, too narrow a track. That move was only possible because he could throw it on the inside line at the last corner. That was literally it. So 9 times out of 10, we probably won't see that for the Moto2 or the MotoGP coming on. If Marc Marquez dominates it, then no, pretty much not. But yeah, Moto2 is good. But I think Moto3 just showed us why this circuit, you know, mightn't have a place on it. But the faster the bikes get, the harder the track is to contain. And I'm still not convinced that Balaton Park is 100% the best one to be at, if that makes sense. I'm very much still 50-50 on the whole thing. Still, what a race here for Moto3. Maximo Quaylas victorious. From Valentin Peroni, David Munoz, Angel Piqueras, Jose Antonio Rueda, Adrian Fernandez, David Almanza, Joel Kelso, Alvaro Carpe, and Jacob Rulstone rounds out the top 10. Dennis Foggia in 11th started where he finished, the only rider to do so. Alongside then was Nicola Caro, Casey O'Gorman, Rusi Yamanaka, Marcus Yodatai in 15th rounds out, points paying positions. And then we get Rushi Moody alongside Stefano Nepa, Noah Doutwell, Ricardo Rossi, Arby Adaman, and Leonardo Abruzio in 21st. Out of the race was Scott Ogden, Teo Forasato, Guido Pini, Cormac Buckerman, and Eddie O'Shea are retirements from the Moto3 Hungarian Grand Prix. We're going to stay with TNT for the post-race analysis as we've got nothing else on today. We're live from Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP round-the-clock coverage here on JB Motorsports for Grand Prix Sunday. Reminder that coming up as well later on tonight, we've got all the action as well from the IndyCar Championship at the Milwaukee Mile. We've also got the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, their race getting underway as well later on tonight. We then also have all the action gearing up from the exit of the GB3 Championship at Brands Hatch. Race 2 and 3 with Omi and the team will be live on JB Motorsports 2. For now, though, let's head back over and join the TNT team with Gavin Emmett.
Welcome back to Hungary. We have had our first race of our Grand Prix Sunday here at Balaton Park. Jose Antonio Rueda is still your championship leader, of course. He came home in 5th place, not able to do too much today. He finished 1.3 seconds behind this youngster, Maximo Quiles, 17 years of age, and he's taken his 2nd Grand Prix victory of the season. The other came at Mugello, completely contrasting kind of racetrack, but looked fantastic throughout the weekend. Michael led in the early laps, tried to break up the group as he planned to make sure there was a small group, and save something in reserve to attack in the latter stages.
He did so well. He controlled things in the early laps, made that little mistake, went wide, gave up the spot, and Peroni then took command and set a hot pace with the hard rear tyre at the end of the race. But Quiles, he was able to mount a challenge and figure out how to defeat the young Argentine at the end of the race, and a 2nd victory for Quiles in fine style once again.
David Munoz's 5th podium in a row, so you've got to give credit to Munoz for all the criticisms, for all the challenges to some of his aggression and misguided at times. Munoz has strung together consistent results now in the last 5 races in a row, and sits, actually he drops back a position in the championship because Quiles is now up to 3rd. Piqueras took points out of Rueda in this race event, down to 69 points now, the gap between himself and Rueda at front. Quiles actually still not out of it mathematically, really. 86 now between himself and Rueda, with 200 still on the table. It probably will be a bridge too far, but still, he has shown he will be the favourite when we go into next season, almost certainly. Let's hear from David Munoz. A very steady race for him today, but his 5th podium in a row.
David, a great run continues. 5 podiums in a row in a fierce fight, but just looking at the rear tyres, it's obvious that soft of yours is absolutely destroyed. Just how difficult was it to manage at the end of the race?
Yeah, in the end of the race, difficult for me because in the braking, a lot of sliding, it's not possible stopping the bike good. And maybe this is the problem for today, because it's not possible fighting with Perrone and Quiles for the victory, but well, 3rd position, 1/3 position more is very good for the championship, and follow this way for the future. Follow this way for Barcelona is very important for the championship, but we'll see in the next race. Thank you to the team for all the work. Next week more.
Great ride, well done.
Thank you.
Couple of issues late on, Michael. Rear tyres there, starting to cause a few problems for everyone though out there. A little deep, wasn't he? Oh, and actually as he came back, I didn't see that before, and that sort of balked Piqueras behind him.
Yeah, just sort of parked it there because he was in deep into 15 and parked it in 16. Piqueras almost touched the back of him, but he done well to protect the line and get another podium, as he said. Important for another 3rd position finish.
It's on board with Piqueras, looking at the rear of Munoz, trying to get the run. But it is so one line. That's why Peroni, when he made that move, you're thinking, wow, if he can get this done, you'd give him full credit. Not quite able to get it over the line, though.
No, first time we've seen someone pass from 16 to 17, and it was creative from the Argentine in the last lap. Almost paid off.
Almost there, but not quite. But a 2nd podium of his rookie season. What a season it's been.
Valentin, what a brilliant ride. You obviously got the tyre choice correct and gave everything on that final lap. When you managed to get through at the final corner, did you think that was it? I've done enough.
I know in the straight he exits super fast from the last corner, and I know if I overtake there, maybe he overtook me, but well, this is racing. was the only place I could pass him in the last lap because he was super fast. And well, at the beginning I suffered a lot because I chose the SC2 because yesterday morning I tried the SC1 and in 8 laps I destroyed the tire. So we said with the team, okay, we have to reach the first laps with the SC2. We know it's a bit more slower, but I tried my best in the first lap to follow Maximo because his pace was incredible, doing 45.9, 46.0. It was amazing. And then when I saw he started to mistake a bit because he couldn't maintain the rhythm, I said, okay, now it's my turn to do my pace. I was constant on 46.6, 46.5, 7 like this, and without making mistakes. And finally in the last lap I know he's gonna overtake me, and then before I was thinking, okay, if I'm second, where is the place to overtake him? And I said, or in the last chicane or in the last corner, and I saw he didn't exit super good, so I said, okay, now it's my turn. But well, in the exit he passed me for nothing, but well, I enjoy a lot the race. I would like to say also thank you to my team. They made an amazing job during all the weekend, and also I train a lot in the summer with the rider formation, also with one of my trainers, Dani Valle. I would like to say, vamos Dani, un saludo, vamos. And nothing, thank you to my family and to everyone who support me.
Another great performance, well done.
Thank you.
And that's all this week from the Valentine Peroni podcast. I hope you join us next week.
A comprehensive debrief, if ever there was one in Parc Fermé. I love it.
It's superb. But we will get that out. That'll probably be a two-parter. Well done, Tim. Really rode well. And he had to have a go. And he did have a go. And he'll sleep well tonight knowing.
He will, yeah. He thought it all out and it almost paid off, as he said. 16 to 17. There was a little opportunity. If he'd have just checked up a bit more at turn 17, blocked off the cutback from Quiles, he may well have got it across the line today, but a tenacious Maximo, not easy to beat in those circumstances.
No, Maximo Quiles is a special talent. We've said that all the way through the year. And look at the state of that rear tyre and the left-hand edge of it compared to Perone's on the harder option. That's what he was fighting with in those latter stages, and yet somehow through that final sector he gave no other opportunity to Peroni than attacking it in the final corner, and he comes out on top. Max Quiles, a second win.
Max, huge congratulations. What a win that is, to find something on the final lap when you were clearly struggling for grip. Just how tough was it to make that move?
Yeah, so difficult. Really difficult race. I knew I had a bit more than everybody, so I started to push at the beginning. I knew the tire was going to drop, so I said, if I push and I open gap, then when they try to catch me, their tire is going to break as well. So we were in equal condition. But yeah, really difficult. I could open the gap with the other riders, but then the tire came and it braked so early, like I had no grip, so they catch me again. It was difficult. At the end, I saw that Peroni was really fast at the end of the race. He had different tire as well, so I said, I'm going to keep an eye on him, that maybe he goes. So I go behind him. The last lap was so nice. I enjoyed a lot. Really clean. I overtake. Then I got a bit of bad exit, so I knew he was going to overtake, and I said, okay, pass, and then I pass you. So yeah, it was like, in Spanish we say lacito, like, he goes inside and I go on the outside. Yeah, like a comeback. So happy. I want to dedicate this race to Pau, that he was a really good friend, and last time in Austria I couldn't do a podium, but now this is for him, this victory. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Another great ride. Well done.
Thank you.
Great victory to dedicate there. And what fantastic interviews. I don't know what was more exciting, actually, the last lap or listening to Peroni and Quiles there. Congratulations to both of them. An incredible last lap. And without further ado, actually, let's relive it. Let's have a look at it. I think we're all screaming at the screens.
Yeah, because it had been building, hadn't it? And you know the reality. What I love about Quiles and Peroni, two obviously incredible young rookies who want it so bad. These two have raced against each other for a lot throughout their career, and it's just great racing, great racecraft, great determination, and he set everything up. This is right at the end of the lap, turns 15 and 16. I thought if he didn't do the pass save, he weren't going to, but he had more grip, so he accelerated underneath him, and it's just a shame at that point. Peroni just needed to check it up. Sylvan, we were talking about it. I heard Michael say it as well. it's that little bit of racecraft. If it had just shut the throttle, he had his opponent stuck on the outside. There's nothing Quiles could have done, but because he used too much corner speed, it gave Quiles the opportunity to essentially square him off. So he'll watch that back and he'll learn from it. And I'm being picky, by the way. It was an incredible ride from both of them. They both deserved to win. It was just one of them.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, 18,000. It's just ridiculous.
Beautiful battle, and yeah, it was great to see them with different strengths as well because of the tyre choice. Very clever choice actually from the team and from Perrone. He played it clever at the start. He was sort of hanging back a bit, just staying in the group, knowing that he would have an advantage. Quiles was really strong in the braking zone, and then Perrone had an advantage accelerating out of the turn. So it was good to see them taking risk, but it was all fair and square.
Just a quick one before we go to the podium. A shout out because the Irish flags will be a flutter. Casey O'Gorman getting points there. How fantastic was that?
Yeah, the Irish flags should be flying. I mean, that's so impressive. It's his second ever Grand Prix, and to finish 13th we know how stacked the field is. There are no slow riders. So, I mean, he's a standing rider, and do you know what? He's already made a mark on this paddock.
Yeah, deeply, deeply impressive. And what are the chances, do you think, on him being here permanently next year? Have you heard anything?
Yes, he definitely will be.
Yeah, but he deserves. I mean, from these two races, he deserves it. Great race, yeah. Congratulations to Casey. It's difficult jumping in the middle of the season like this.
Yeah.
A new bike, loads of stuff to learn. New team, you know, working to get those points. Really, really, that's a strong performance.
Yeah, it really is. Let's go to Gav then now and celebrate this podium. What a last lap that was, Gav.
Absolutely superb, wasn't it? To see two young kids, two rookies going at each other to win a Grand Prix at a brand new venue. Yeah, really enjoyed that one. David Munoz, tyre problems at the end, but again, linking together these podiums one after another is the consistency we need. Good Argentine football shirt down underneath the podium for Valentin Perrone. He steps up to second, but it's Max Quiles on top, and there's teammate Daniel Gardu, who'll be heading out in Moto2 very shortly. Nico Tirol, no stranger to trophies, of course. The former 125cc world champion holds aloft the team's trophy for Aspar, victorious once again here in Moto3. Aspar himself down underneath the podium. And they were winners with Gabor Talmashi, of course, Hungarian legend in motorcycling and the 125cc world champion. In 2007, hands over the trophy. He's got a parade lap, actually, later on his two-stroke 125 Aprilia. I'll be out there sniffing at the back of the bike, because that'll be a great sight to see Gabor and his two-stroke going around here. So he hands over the trophy to Valentin Perrone. You feel like a win's in the offing, don't you, for this young kid? Tried everything he could, and he'll learn. That's exactly what Neil said. He'll learn from that, but he's got it all, hasn't he? And it's so good to see. Meanwhile, Max Quiles held him off in the end. Some great moves on that last lap to take victory in the first ever Hungarian Grand Prix in Moto3. Of course, there were races here at the Hungaroring in the early 90s. But he takes that first trophy at Balaton Park in the Moto3 class. And now let's hear the Spanish national anthem.
By 18 thousandths, but Max Quiles proving that he can win on any kind of track, taking his second victory in his first season.
And we will be back with Moto2 shortly. We'll see you then. Take care.